Hi everyone, this video is about completing the square part 2, but before we do that, let us recap on expanding square brackets. So here we have two examples. To get the second term, we multiply x with 5 and times 2. To get the last term, we square the 5. The same thing goes with here. So the second term, we multiply x with 3, negative 3. We get then times 2, we get negative 6. We square the negative 3, we get 9. But for today's practice, I would like you to write in this form. The last digit we write as the square form. It will help us later on to trace backwards. Today we are going to do backwards. So this 5 here help us to get this bracket here. So the same thing. We write as negative 3 square. How we know it's negative 3? Because there's a negative number here. Alright, so for today's video, we want to get this form. Whenever we get a quadratic expression, we want to convert it to this form, whereby we have a square and then with a number here. Because this expression cannot be factorized to a square bracket, there will be a number here. Alright, so we want to convert from any quadratic expression back to this form. The same thing goes with something like this. Alright, so let's get to the first example. Alright, now this expression cannot be factorized into a complete square form. So the very first step I want you to remember is to identify the middle term 6, and we want to add a number here in front. We add a 9. How do we get 9? Is 6 divided by 2 and we square it. Remember just now? So the middle term divided by 2, we square it, we get 9. So we add 9, but at the same time we minus 9 because we do not want to change the expression. By doing this, this is the same as the original expression. So now we have this part. This part here will give us the square bracket, which is x plus 3 squared. Alright, so we just simplify the number at the back here, we get negative 1. But I won't be asking you to write in this form. I want you to write in this form, whereby we divide 6 by 2 and then we square it. But we just leave it in this square form because, again, we want this number to help us to write the bracket here. So by doing this number just copy it back and we will get the square form, and we just need to simplify the back here. Alright, so that's the practice for today, and this is what we call completing the square. Alright, so for the second example, again we look at the middle term, negative 8 divided by 2 is negative 4. So we write x squared minus 6x plus 16. So again we just write this form to help you see. And then we factorize this, we get negative 4 because there's a negative number here. But again, I do not want you to write in this form. Now I believe if you write in this form, you can see clearer and faster. So again, plus a negative 4 square and minus a negative 4 square, so you keep it at 0 at the end. And then we factorize this, so we just drag the negative 4 here, so we get the first bracket. And then we just need to simplify the rest, then we will get the completing the square form. Alright, we can always check our answers by expanding this. We should be able to get the original expression. Alright, let's look at another two more examples. Example 3 again. Negative 12 we divide by 2, which is negative 6. So we write in this form. I would like you to practice this. So negative 6 squared and then minus negative 6 squared. So we just factorize this. The -6, we drag it here, and then we just need to simplify the rest. You need to be careful with the negative sign when you simplify the number at the back. Alright, so this is the square form. So for example 4, this example is a little bit different because the middle term is not an even number. That means we will have a fraction. So don't worry, we just follow the steps as usual. So we write again 5 divided by 2, right? Square it, and minus 5 divided by 2 square it. We keep it in this form. Okay, follow back the same steps. We bring this fraction into the bracket, and we have this square bracket, and the rest we just need to simplify it. Okay, so just be careful when you simplify the fractions. So at the end we'll get this completing the square form. Alright, so that's all for this lesson on completing the square. Just a recap. The first step, we always start by looking at the middle term. We divide by 2, and then we square it. We add the two numbers here, and then we just drag this to the bracket, and the rest we simplify. And to check answers, you can always expand this bracket again, and you should get the original expression. So that's all for this lesson on completing the square.